Bit of breaking news to bring you. The Prime Minister's been visiting Derbyshire as part of the local election campaign, which will see voters in parts of England and Wales elect councillors, mayors and police commissioners on the 2nd of May. We've just been hearing from him.
The Labour-run council has effectively bankrupted the largest local authority in Europe. Residents are facing a 21% council tax increase and a slashing of jobs and services. And in contrast to that, you've got fantastic mayors like Ben Houchen in Teesside, Andy Street in the West Midlands, and soon to be Ben Bradley here in the East Midlands, all of whom are delivering for their constituents. And that's a difference at these elections.
This morning, West Yorkshire Police said they're investigating the alleged racist comments made by the Conservative Party donor Frank Hester in 2019. Isn't it time you handed back his money and refused to accept any more from him?
Well, obviously, it wouldn't be right for me to comment on police matters, but as I've said previously, what he said was wrong and racist, and he rightfully has apologised for it.
You're a football fan. Would you like to see Nike change the design of its New England shirt, featuring different colours in the cross of St George?
Well, look, obviously I prefer the original, and my general view is that when it comes to our national flags, we shouldn't mess with them because they're a source of pride, identity, who we are, and they're perfect as they are.
We know a huge injustice was done to the millions of WASPy women over changes to their state pension. Will the government now establish a compensation scheme quickly and pay the money as yesterday's report recommended?
Well, I know there'll be a lot of interest in this matter, and I completely get that, and hopefully people can appreciate we've only just received the report yesterday. It's very long and detailed, and the right thing for us to do is to go through it carefully and then come back with a considered and thoughtful response. And more broadly, what I would say is I want a country where people can actually put in all their lives and have the dignity that they deserve in retirement. That's why we've protected the triple lock, and the state pension is going up by £900 in just a few weeks' time.
But don't the WASPy women deserve the dignity of fast compensation?
And look, my track record on these things is that we do act, and you've seen that when it comes to the Post Office and the Horizon scandal. We've introduced legislation which is going through Parliament now to quash people's convictions. We've already paid out hundreds of millions of pounds in compensation. I've described that as one of the greatest injustices of our time. I'm determined to do everything to put that right. And when it comes to pensioners, I want everyone to have dignity in retirement. That's why we've protected the triple lock and why the state pension is going up by, as I said, £900 in just a few weeks' time. That speaks to my values and what the government will always do.
Wednesday saw the highest number of small boat crossings of the year. You said you wanted to get flights off to Rwanda by the spring, so why are you waiting another 3 weeks to push your emergency Rwanda legislation through Parliament?
Yeah, when I got this job as Prime Minister, I set out 5 priorities. One of them was to stop the boats. I think this is really important for our country. The current situation is simply unfair and unsustainable. People shouldn't be able to jump the queue, come here illegally, put pressure on local services, undermine our sense of fairness, and ultimately put their lives at risk as they're exploited by gangs. That's why I'm determined to stop the boats. Our plan is working. The numbers last year were down by 1/3. That's never happened before.